All right, 41 through 50. We did 41 yesterday, so we're not going to work on that one now. Let's just go ahead and jump right into number 42. Yes, it's a little bit of a long sentence, but don't let that scare you. Just take it one step at a time. These costumes are worn in some small towns on festive occasions. All right, what are we talking about? Costumes. Write it down. Draw the structure. Costumes are worn. Are is your linking verb, and it links to worn. Now we go back to the beginning. What kind of costumes? These costumes. Anything else describe? No. So we're going to leave the rest of that blank. When, where, or how are they worn? They are worn in, that's your preposition, in towns. What kind of towns? Some towns. What other kind of towns? Small towns. And when else are they worn on? Occasions, and I'm going to abbreviate that. What kind of occasions? Festive occasions. If you just take it one step at a time, it's really pretty easy to do. All right, let's take a look at number 43. 43. Our civilization is being changed by democracy and by modern science. What are we talking about? Civilization. Write it down, draw the structure. Civilization is your linking verb. Being is also a linking verb. It's a form of the word be. And that needs to link to something. Is being what? Changed. Civilization is being changed. Back to the beginning. What kind of civilization? Our civilization. Nothing else describes it. How is it being changed? It is being changed by democracy. I'm going to abbreviate that. It is also being changed by science. I'm going to abbreviate that. What kind of science? Modern science. Okay, what do I do with and? And is a conjunction, and it conjuncts these two prepositional phrases. So that's where I would put it. I know some of you thought, just like I did at first when I saw this, I'm going to do that double prong thing because of the conjunction there. But because we've got the preposition by twice, that's going to be two separate prepositional phrases. That's why we do it this way. All right. Let's go on to number 44. They were assembling on benches, seats, and boxes for the ceremony. They, that's your subject. Write it down, draw the structure. Were is your linking verb. It needs to link to something. What were they doing? They were assembling, getting together. Nothing describes they, so we're going to leave it blank. Where were they assembling? On on benches, seats, and boxes. Preposition on three different things. Benches, seats, and boxes. So yeah, now we're going to draw a triple prong. Benches, seats, and boxes. And they were assembling for the ceremony. I'm going to abbreviate ceremony. the ceremony. Okay, I bet you that one or two of you out there closed this off and then put this prepositional phrase underneath of it. And I really do appreciate that type of thinking, but for the ceremony does not describe benches, seats, and boxes. So we would not do it that way. We would do it like this, because for the ceremony tells you when, where, in this case it's why, the action is being done. All right, let's take a look at number 45 now. Shoshana stayed with us for a day and went to New York. We're talking about Shoshana, two N's. And what did she do? Shoshana did two things. So we're going to have this. She stayed and went. She stayed with us. She stayed for a day. And she went to New York. Okay, I hope that you didn't put to York, what kind of York, or New York, because this is a title so it stays together. As you're doing it, make those statements, ask the questions, what kind of, what did they do, and quite often you will see, oops, I gotta fix it, I gotta change it. It happens quite a bit. As long as we get it right by the end and you understand the process. All right, we're halfway there. Let's jump over to number 46. A decrepit woman, old and firm, appeared in the doorway. Woo, that's kind of weirdly worded. Worded weirdly. But let's take it one step at a time. A decrepit woman, old and infirm, appeared in the doorway. What are we talking about? A woman. What did this woman do? Appeared. That's it. What kind of woman? A woman. What other kind of woman? Decrepit woman. What other kind of woman? Old. What other kind of woman? Infirm. That means sick. Old and infirm. So we're going to put our conjunction there, in between old and infirm. And where did she appear? In doorway. What kind of doorway? The doorway. A decrepit woman, old and infirm. See, old and infirm describes the woman. So that's why we went ahead and put it as adjectives with a conjunction. All right. Move on to number 47. After the storm, we stopped at the first house. All right, we're not talking about a storm. All right, common sense tells you that. But after the storm is a prepositional phrase. And the rule is prepositional phrase won't be your subject. Besides, that's not what we're talking about. We stopped at the first house. We is your subject. We. What did we do? We stopped. Nothing describes we, so we're going to leave it alone. We stopped. When did we stop? After is your preposition. After the storm. And where did we stop? At a house, the house, first house. After the storm, we stopped at the first house. All right. Almost there. Let's go to number 48. The months of July and August were named after Julius Caesar and Augustus Caesar. We're talking about months. Write it down. Draw the structure. We got a linking verb. It's were, and it links to named. Months were named. Back to the beginning. What kind of months? The months. Months of is your preposition. And we've got a double prong here. July and August. I'm going to abbreviate August. Were named after is your preposition. And we got a double prong here. Julius Caesar and Augustus Caesar. Little abbreviations there. The months of July and August were named after Julius Caesar and Augustus Caesar. Alrighty, two more. Number 49. No dew, no rain, no cloud comes to relieve. Boy, isn't that the truth? Alright, so we're talking about three things: dew, rain, and cloud. So yeah, we're going to do a triple prong for your subject. Dew, rain, or, nope, there's no conjunction. Those commas are our conjunctions. No dew, no rain, no cloud. And our verb is comes. What kind of dew? No dew. What kind of rain? No rain. What kind of cloud? No cloud. We don't need to put anything here. There is no conjunction. We don't diagram punctuations. The commas are our punctuations. So it's dew, rain, cloud, comes, and comes to relieve is your other prepositional phrase. Alright, at first you look at that and it looks a little bit scary, but when you break it down, it's not that bad. Alright, one more to go. And then you can study and take your quiz. Glass windows were introduced into England in the 18th century. We're talking about windows. We got a linking verb, it's were. And what does it link to? Introduced. What kind of windows? Glass windows. They were introduced where? Into England. And when were they introduced? In. Okay, now, do we want to put 18th century as one complete title? Or in century, what kind of century? In 18th century. You know what? I don't care. Either way works, because the 18th century is a title. But if you wanted to put century and then 18th as your adjective, that would be alright too. I can appreciate your thinking in either way that you want to go. Alright people, I hope you enjoyed that. Study, then take the quiz.